Fix your hair, boy.
What's wrong with my hair? What's up guys, it is Eric with Verus Engineering, and today we're doing a simple install on our 2020 Mk5 Toyota Supra. We're basically installing some carbon polyweave rear spats and side splitters. They're gonna be separate installs, but we're gonna start with the rear spat and knock that out real quick, then move on to the side splitter. The units are made out of carbon polyweave, so they are kind of a cool material. It is a plastic with, so normally carbon is infused with epoxy. This is carbon infused plastic, or plastic infused carbon. So the binding agent is actually a high temp plastic instead of epoxy. It's less brittle, it's a little bit more malleable, and then as far as bumps and dings, it'll take a lot more abuse compared to carbon, which tends to crack. Overall, the install is pretty simple. You'll need some hand tools. You will do a little bit of drilling. Basically, we're gonna use OEM holes, opening them up to 3/8 inch, and then install some rivet nuts. But overall, again, the install is pretty simple, not difficult here at all. First, we're gonna go over what's included in the kit so that you guys know what is all in the kit, and then we'll go over tools required for the kit to install the kit, and then we'll actually do the install ourselves. Let's do it. In front of you right now are the kit components. We have half of a kit because the other half is already installed on the vehicle. Rear spat. We have 3 plastic rivet nuts. We have a rivet nut install tool. And then we have 3 M6 by 25 millimeter butt head cap screws and 3 M6 fender washers. As far as tools required for the install, we need a pair of side cuts. There we are, side cuts for removing the plastic rivets. Screwdriver also helped with the plastic rivets. 3/8 drill bit, a smaller drill bit if you want a pilot hole. 3/8 is necessary for the rivet. We have a 5 millimeter Allen wrench, 4 millimeter Allen wrench socket, 9/16 wrench, Sharpie, and a drill. And that should be all you need for the install. Alright, so we are underneath the car. That is the rearmost point for the rear spat. And then we have the middle point right there. And then we're going to drill another hole right around there after we install the rivet nuts on that in that location. So let's take those off real quick. We'll use some side cuts and pull down on this guy, and then those pop out. I have the flap pulled down, so we'll actually put the rivet nut in there, and then we're gonna do the rivet nut right there because it's very difficult to get just to the bumper. If you have plans to remove the black piece right here, the entire whatever factory diffuser-esque thing, you may want to figure out how to get to the rivet nut and install it just into the bumper so you can remove the black at a later date. But we don't ever plan to replace that with carbon fiber or anything. So we'll just drill that hole and then install rivet nut there. Drill that hole, install rivet nut there. Alright, so I opened up the holes on the car just a bit. Honestly, I don't even know if you need to open them up. They're very close to 3/8 inch, but I opened it up to 3/8 inch. We have our rivet nut install tool here. This is a 9/16 wrench, and you'll want a 5 millimeter Allen wrench or Allen socket preferably. That'll make install easier. You rotate the Allen bolt and you hold the nut still, and then that will cause the rivet nut to tighten onto the material on the chassis. The rivet nuts are installed on the rear and middlemost points. We're going to install the rear spat with those 2 points, and then we'll end up marking the third location, which will be somewhere around here, with a Sharpie on car. The rear spat is installed with the 2 rear bolts, and as you can see, the third one is right here. We're going to mark that location on the bumper, pull it back off, drill that hole, install the rivet nut, and then the rear spat can be fully installed. We have all 3 rivet nuts installed at this point, and we can install the rear spat for the final time. Tightening torque for these M6 fasteners should be no more than 6 foot-pounds, so do not go too crazy with them. And this is a picture, I guess, of a properly installed rivet nut. The bulbed part should squish down on the top side, as you can potentially see right there. All right guys, that concludes the rear spat install. Overall, not too bad. I'd say half an hour if you're doing a quick pace on it, maybe an hour if you're taking your time. But after a few holes, it's basically installed. It's not a big deal. And we even include the Rivet Nut tool for you guys. Yeah, that finishes up the install. I gotta get to the side splitter and then we're hitting the track tomorrow with Supra for some testing. Till next time, see you.